The Hamptons.
In the Hamptons.
J-Lo was here taking a picture there in that door.
We're rocking out there when we're dancing at our jungle party.
How about Brad Pitt? He would be nice to run into.
Just last week, Kim Kardashian was here.
We're just trying to raise money.
Hamptons is just the most beautiful place on earth.
Welcome to the Hamptons, where every wave tells a story and every mansion holds a secret. Yet, amidst this enchantment, there's an unmistakable tension. Over the last few decades, the old money elites of the Hamptons have made their feelings abundantly clear. They're not thrilled with the influx of newcomers. It's not personal, it's about preserving a cherished way of life. They worry that the new wave of affluence could erode the Hamptons' unique charm. To them, the new money crowd is seen as too flamboyant, too outlandish, a far cry from the old guard's dignified discretion. This isn't just about who parks their yachtwear, it's a deeper struggle over the Hamptons' identity and future. The Hamptons wasn't always the glamorous getaway it's known as today. In fact, for much of its history, it was a quiet and relatively isolated collection of fishing and farming villages. But that began to change in the late 19th century, as America's industrial era gave birth to a new class of wealthy entrepreneurs and business magnates. These individuals started looking for a summer escape from the bustling cities. They found that sanctuary in the Hamptons. With its sprawling beaches and serene landscapes, it quickly became a retreat for America's elite. By the time the 20th century rolled around, the Hamptons was already solidifying its status as a playground for the well-to-do, attracting luminaries from various industries. Now let's talk about old money. This term is about much more than wealth. It's about heritage and a specific set of values and traditions that are passed down through generations. Old money families have typically held their wealth for several generations and are often tied to the early industrialists of the 19th century or even further back. There's a certain kind of understated elegance that is often associated with old money. Think classic, timeless fashion, discretion, a focus on education and the arts, and an emphasis on community and philanthropy. In contrast to the showier, more conspicuous consumption often associated with new money, old money prides itself on subtlety and restraint. The homes are grand, but they aren't necessarily the latest architectural marvel. They're estates with history and heritage. The wealth isn't flash, it's quietly understood. This distinction in values and lifestyle is a crucial aspect of what sets old money apart, and it's a key factor in the tension that sometimes arises when new money enters traditionally old money spaces like the Hamptons. As the new rich makes its presence known in the Hamptons, it tends to draw some side eyes from the old guard. To the old money elite, new money often comes across as ostentatious and flashy, lacking the subtlety and class that they hold in high regard. Picture lavish parties that last until dawn, fleets of supercars parading down quiet streets, and Instagram feeds filled with snapshots of luxury. For the old money crowd, tradition, privacy, and understatement are not mere preferences. They are a way of life. Casual name-dropping of acquaintances or discussing one's own wealth and accomplishments is often considered deeply uncouth in these circles. The mantra is clear: less is more. As new wealth pours into the Hamptons, it brings with it a wave of economic changes, and not everyone is thrilled about this. One of the most significant effects has been the skyrocketing of property prices. With the influx of new money willing to pay top dollar for prime real estate, property values have soared. For many, this might seem like a positive trend. However, it's not necessarily a win for everyone. As these prices rise, so do property taxes, and for some long-standing residents, especially those of the old money elite, this can create an unforeseen burden. The places that once were their peaceful summer escapes are becoming increasingly expensive to maintain. It's not just about dollars and cents, though. It's also about a loss of community control and identity. The art galleries that once showcased classic American artists are making room for more contemporary works to cater to new tastes. The quiet, historic streets are now lined with new boutiques and flashy restaurants designed to attract a different kind of clientele. From the old money set, this isn't just change, it's a profound transformation of the place they hold dear, and it comes with a deep sense of loss. The social circles of the old money elite are as exclusive as they come. These are networks built over generations, often beginning in prestigious boarding schools and continuing through Ivy League colleges, exclusive clubs, and high society galas. Within these circles, personal introductions hold immense weight, and your family name can open doors that money alone cannot. Being a part of this world is not just about having wealth. It's about how you got it and how long you've had it. It's a world where the invitation to a charity ball can be more significant than the size of your yacht, and where social faux pas can lead to quiet ostracization. Enter the new money individuals. They are self-made entrepreneurs, tech moguls, and entertainment icons. For them, networking often looks quite different. It's more likely to take place at a startup launch party than at a black tie fundraiser. They often approach social interactions with less formality and adherence to tradition. Modern-day millionaires don't just live differently, they network differently, and in doing so, they shift the power dynamics of influence and social standing. For instance, while Adam Rockefeller might secure a favorable business deal through a friend met at their alma mater, Michael Jordan is brokering deals via Twitter or over casual coffee meetings with fellow entrepreneurs. The bluntness and openness of new money networking can be seen as audacious or even disrespectful to the refined and discreet ways of old money. For generations, old money families have held more than just property in the Hamptons. They have held a significant degree of power and influence. This extends deeply into the local fabric, shaping politics, charitable organizations, social clubs, and more. They've long been the trustees of the museums, the patrons of local charities, and the quiet influencers behind political decisions. In many ways, they set the tone for what the Hamptons is, and they've been the gatekeepers deciding who gets to be part of this exclusive enclave. But modern-day millionaires are beginning to challenge this carefully curated power structure. Armed with vast resources and often a fresh perspective, these new money individuals are not content to simply buy a house and enjoy the beach. They're starting their own charitable foundations, becoming active in local politics, and creating new social clubs that reflect their own values and interests. They're philanthropic, but in different ways, often more focused on impact and metrics and less concerned with the social cachet of donation. And they're not just writing checks, they're often rolling up their sleeves and getting directly involved, bringing a hands-on, disruptive energy that contrasts sharply with old money's more reserved and behind-the-scenes approach. This shift is not just symbolic, it's creating real tension. As new money begins to exert its influence, it's starting to redefine what power looks like in the Hamptons. In essence, the Hamptons are becoming a stage where a new act is unfolding, one in which the balance of power and influence is shifting and the old norms are being rewritten. It's not just about vacation homes and summer parties, it's about the changing face of American elite society itself. While the tensions between old and new money in the Hamptons are palpable, it's important to remember that this narrative doesn't hold true for everyone. There are indeed old money families who view the new generation of wealth not as a threat, but as a refreshing and invigorating presence. These families, some of whom have been summering in the Hamptons for generations, recognize the potential for positive change and evolution that new money can bring. On the flip side, there are numerous new money individuals who approach their status with a deep respect for the old money values and traditions that have long defined the Hamptons. Rather than landing with a splash, they arrive quietly, keen to integrate and learn the unspoken rules of their new community. They study the history of their homes, join the local historical society, and take care to ensure their renovations respect the architectural integrity of the area. They are the new philanthropists who consult with long-standing families on where their wealth can do the most good, embracing the rich traditions of charity and service that are a hallmark of Hampton society. These harmonious relationships are an essential and often overlooked aspect of the evolving social landscape in the Hamptons. They offer hope that, while change can be tumultuous, there is a pathway toward a future where old and new can not only coexist, but can enrich the community together, drawing on the strengths and contributions of both. And if you're intrigued by the dynamics of old wealth and want to uncover more, don't miss this next video. Until next time, and thanks for watching.